The next lineup in Winwing's Ursa Minor 32 series is the AGP 32 Metal and their new 32 ECAM with a fully functional chrono clock, auto brake buttons, brake fan, terrain, anti-skid, gear handle, and indicators for your landing gear. Something that the market doesn't really have that much of right now for the affordability that Winwing provides. I'm Cooper, and come hang out as we take an in-depth look at it. Alright, so we're going to start with an unboxing, and we're going to start with the 32 AGP, or the gear panel. So we've got our quality control little card. We've got a USB-C to USB-A cable, which is typical. We've got, looks like, 3 different size of wrenches, a couple bags of various hardware with screws, T-nuts, different sizes, cable tie downs, and some washers. And we've got the little rubber pads that you can stick on it if you're going to set it on a desk. I personally have not used these yet. We have the actual panel itself, which we will be using this because I believe we're going to mount our gear handle underneath the whole entire assembly, just like it would be in the real plane. You can mount it in various different options, but we're going to mount it below it. Some people will mount it to the side. I think only one side. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll play around with it. As always, very good packaging. Well, these are different. I've not seen these before. We'll have to pull up the manual and see what these are for. I'm assuming it's some sort of mounting bracket, possibly to join the gear handle and panel assembly to the bottom of this. Now this is something that's actually definitely different. I'm not used to seeing this stuff being in a plastic bag. It's not a static material bag by any means, but just something to kind of help protect the finish of it. Well, we all love doing this. Got the little plastic. It's always so satisfying to peel off. So this is the landing gear indication and auto brake, and then we've got a chrono. These knobs turn, so your chrono start and stop, your reset, it's a push button like normal, but they added a turn feature to them, so you can assign those to something else if you like. Got our clock mode, so GPS, internal, or to set it, and then you can turn and rotate between. We'll show that once we get it hooked up. And then our run, stop, and reset, and the reset is a spring loaded, so it returns back to the stop. The terrain on ND is a push button, as are the auto brake buttons for low, medium, max. The landing gear indicators, those are just simply, we'll do green on the bottom of each one for the gear being down, red when it's in transit, they're off when the gear is up. Those are not push buttons, those are just simply indicators. The brake fan is a push button, and it looks like you push it in and it actually stays in, and then you push it again and then it pops back out. The anti-skid nozzle steering switch is a toggle switch. I love seeing them incorporate these in more things. In the real planes, a lot of these are a lift to toggle, so they don't move when you just push on them. Then we've got the gear handle itself. Oh, that's got some weight to it. That weighs, I think it weighs about the same as the other panel. But that tells me it is all metal interior, which is wonderful to see. Ooh, the little round knobs here, those are metal. Looks like, yeah, the whole entire stem is metal. So with the throttle panel assembly, we made a note that the parking brake handle was made of plastic and very flimsy. I don't know if they had already made this metal, or maybe they saw that and they thought, that's actually probably a good idea. Something that we're pulling on and moving in a direction, we should probably make that metal. But that is metal, that's got some weight. It's metal internals, metal handle, metal stem, and it is a pull out, and then you can move it down, and then it goes back in. You have to pull it out, otherwise it doesn't move. And with this whole assembly, yeah, they got some sort of potentiometer or axes electronic in there, so as typical with most of their stuff, we'll be able to assign it as an axis if you want to use it for something else. But it's pull out, move it, let it go, and it resets back in. I love that they did that. Let's see, what else do we got in here? So we've got some extrusion pieces. These are pretty much, they are the exact same as what came with the throttle, so I'm assuming these will end up mounting in here. Okay, so there's two holes in the bottom to put your screws through, and then you can mount it to it. So we'll end up doing it like, pretty much like this, and then we're gonna mount this panel on here like that. Then we also got the traditional table mount brackets, feet, whatever you want to call them. They're either a bracket or they're a foot, however you decide to use it. And I think we will end up using these on our rig. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to mount all this yet, but is that it? That is everything in there. So let's push that off to the side. And the housing for this panel, it is plastic. The buttons are plastic, knobs are plastic. The switch is all metal. I like this little brass cover they have on it. Makes it feel a lot more high quality. You have this little port on the back here is going to be for the gear handle to plug into, and then you have your single USB-C port on the back as usual. Let's set these aside. Kind of try and keep everything here together where it came from so we don't mix everything up. And then the other thing we have is the ECAM panel. I have printed my own. I never actually finished it because the internals take a while. Just wiring everything up and whatnot. So I'm excited for this. I currently use a Stream Deck for it, but I won't have to use that anymore. So we got another USB-C to USB-A cable. It's got a 90-degree on it in the different direction than what the other one did. So we don't want to mix those up. Winwing's famous little tiny screwdriver. I don't think anybody's ever used this. It's nice that they include it, but that needs to be a little bit bigger personally. Got a little baggie of hardware. QC card, always in Chinese. I wish they would do it in English as well, but that's not important. And tools, little wrench and an Allen key. Can't tell you how many of these Allen keys I have now from all the various Winwing stuff I've gotten over the years. And then again, we've got a little feet pad. We're not going to use those. And the ECAM. Now some of you watching might be like, well, that looks so small compared to what I've seen in photos of stuff online and whatnot. Let me tell you, it is not that big in the real plane. So they did also added features to this as well. We have these little hidden buttons, but you can clearly see what they are. On the A320, or like the A319, 320, 321, These are not here. The wide bodies, they do have, some have extra functions that would have a button assigned to it. So you can assign them to that for those planes, or assign them to anything else that you want. They do have a green indicator on the back side, or on the top there. For when you press it, it turns the light on saying, hey, you're on this page, or if you have a ECAM status message, you can clear those. They're not very much travel, but they are hard plastic buttons. Unlike on the McDo, those were like a soft rubbery button. So these are a hard plastic, which I like. Very satisfying click to them as well. And then we've got our emergency cancel, and the little glass door is spring loaded. I wouldn't let it slam shut. Just, that's me personally. Over time, that's probably gonna break as I keep slamming it shut. But it's more of a push it, let it go down. Plastic housing, little fake screws that don't really go anywhere. And on the back side, we have the indication light for when you plug it in, and then you got your USB-C plug here. Got 2 mounting points for brackets, which I wonder. No. Did they? No, okay, that's not what that's for. Possibly. Okay, so that's not what those are for either. Not quite sure. We're gonna have to pull up the manual and kind of look to see what the mounting is for this, but they put those online. They don't include anything in the packaging for it. So we'll look online to see what these are for and what these are for. So that's everything you get with them. Up next, we're gonna do the assembly of it. All right, so we ended up changing how we were gonna do it. I think I need to get my hands on those mounts that Winwing has released. So I ended up mounting the gear handle to the side. There's 2 holes on the side of the panel itself, the auto brake panel with the clock on the left side of it, and then those 2 screws go through there. And there's these black spacers that come with the kit, so you'll want to put those in there. But I think I like how this works. I ended up taking these brackets and putting them in, and then there's little grooves on the insides of these brackets that allow us to put some screws in to the profile, and then the profile I ran straight out, and then I used the double-sided tape grippy things that they include, and I put those on the ECAM, and I can literally hold it by the ECAM. That's not going anywhere. Those things hold pretty darn good. So I think what I'm gonna do is put more of those on the bottom of this and then go stick it on the sim. So let's go get this hooked up and we'll see you there. So what I ended up doing was using those round double-sided sticky things, and I put them on the bottom of the aluminum profile that I used to mount everything to, and then I just stuck it to my like makeshift pedestal, and I just put it right in front of the throttle, and it works out pretty good. It holds it in, it doesn't move around or anything. Eventually I will do a full rig tour just to kind of like showcase everything that I have and whatnot, but that'll be for another time. So next we're gonna just showcase a little bit with a departure, kind of using the thing from just being pushed back to takeoff. So we'll see you there. All right, we'll arm the spoilers, set rudder trim to 0, and we'll do flaps config 2. We'll go ahead and also auto brake to max and terrain on the right side. Parking brake is off, so we'll start taxiing here. All the lights on, clear right. Set power to flex. Start the chrono. Maintain that center line. Wind's coming from the right a bit. Watching positive rate. There we go. Gear up. And we can see the lights of transition on the gear indicators. Overall, my favorite addition is going to be the clock right behind the ECAM. The control it gives you is fantastic. And you can press the set button and hold it. It'll give you the date, just like in the real plane. And it's a press and hold. But then you can switch the GPS for your local time and then back to internal for UTC time. And then you can also change it to set. And you can set the time manually yourself, as well as the date if you just press the set to cycle through them all. Overall, it's worth the purchase. Right now, you can pick them up on the global site for $57 for the ECAM and then $116. And at the time of making the video, they were available. If you guys like this content, please like, subscribe. It'll help the algorithm and viewers like you. Until next time, we'll catch you on the next one.